Ooh. Right, we're back. It's been a minute. Last time we were around 270 pounds. We're now dieting. I've got 2 operations actually in December, which is about 5 weeks from now. I've got a hernia operation, and then I'm getting my boobies done. I'm getting a gyno operation, because when we step on stage, we don't want to have any gyno. It's not actually that bad, but I'll document both of those surgeries because I feel like they're things that people have issues with. But just do a bit of a full day of eating today on a diet to get shredded. I'll put some pictures here of what my physique currently looks like from my last check-in. We're sitting around 230 pounds at the moment. This morning's breakfast is a really exciting 80 grams of cream of rice with some protein paste, 70 grams of protein. I'm actually using this at the moment, which actually tastes really, really good. For cream of rice, I'm using this, which is also really good. One thing I would recommend potentially using, if you want something that's even quicker than cream of rice to do, is actually, if I can find it, the ESN designer rice pudding, because you literally just pour hot water in it and it's good to go. That's it. You don't have to sit there stirring it really carefully to make sure that you don't get loads of clumps. I thought what I would do as well is I would introduce you to a new member of the family, and I'll show you his meal prep, because his meal prep is probably more interesting than this, and you'll be surprised at the volume of food that he's actually eating. But let me see if I can get him to come over. Barry! Barry! Yeah, his name's Barry, if you hadn't guessed. Sit. So this is Barry, and this probably doesn't do him justice for how big he is, but he is a Caucasian Ovcharka. He is a very, very, very big boy. Very big boy. He's a natural guardian breed, so his guardian instincts have already started to come out, so he gets very cross at people who come to the front door. But he is a lovely dog, but he is going to be, at the moment he's only 5 months old, and he can grow to be, one of the guys who I know who's got one, his was 103 kilos, which is absolutely insane. So Barry actually has, I'll tell you what, I'll show you Barry's meal once I've made it. Right, so I've prepared Barry's breakfast. This, obviously you can see, is a very, very big bowl. So what is in here is about 850 grams of duck mince, some kibble, and then some vegetables. And he will absolutely devour this. But yeah, if we're going to bulk him up, get him on the bulking diet, ready for 100 kilos. Ready? Good lad. Oh. Right, so we're back for number 2. Number 2 is 170 grams of seasoned chicken. And because we're dieting, we're using the old Seabum shredded lettuce trick, which definitely helps because you can basically just eat bags and bags and bags of this and it's not going to do anything negative. So I went and bought like about 5 or 6 of these at a time, and this will just last. So it's just an easy way to sort of like fill the meal out. So I'm going to get this one down and then I'll come back for meal number 3. Right, so it's pre-workout time. I normally have like 60 to 70 grams of whey protein with either like the ESN rice pudding or cream of rice, but I was craving like some chicken and rice, surprisingly. So I've actually done this for this meal. So that is 160 grams cooked weight of chicken with 3 sachets of this Thai jasmine rice, and then we're meant to have 50 grams of honey with this meal, so I've just used some sweet chili jam, Nando sweet chili jam, and some sweet chili sauce to get the carbohydrates that I would be getting from the honey to make it work, so that I can have something that I think is probably going to be a little bit more filling. And then we just have a pre-workout coffee that we're going to have before we train. So I won't have any training footage today. I'll film that on a separate video because I want to keep this one relatively short and just show you a typical day of like diet when we're trying to get lean. So the next meal will be post-workout, which I'll show you in a little bit, which is not very interesting because at this point it's quite small. So it is post-workout time. We're back from the gym. This is a tremendously exciting meal, as I will show you now. We have some whey paste with some sprinkles, and then we have one bagel with 15 grams of jam. I've literally only put it on one of the bagels because trying to spread it across two, you don't really get a good taste, so I'd rather just have it on the one. And one thing you know when you're dieting and your appetite starts to get pretty high, even just eating a cold toasted plain bagel is actually really nice. And yeah, then just some little sprinkles on here which are no calories, and that is it pretty much. And then I have one more meal to go, and that wraps up a training day diet to get shredded. I did train back today and then 40 minutes. At the moment we're doing 40 minutes Stairmaster 7 days a week, and I'm just doing it after training. I've done it fasted in the past, first thing in the morning, but I'd rather just prioritize sleep now, to be fair. And I think realistically, if you do it after training, when you've like depleted your glycogen stores, which aren't going to be immensely high anyway when you're dieting, then sort of similar, in my opinion. You know, someone may disagree, but at the end of the day, it's still burning calories and it still gets you lean. I think when you start to get quite lean, perhaps the Stairmaster can be a little bit detrimental to your legs. So perhaps doing a mixture of cross trainer, treadmill and bike, like what Jay Cutler used to do back in the day. I'll probably start doing that maybe in a couple of weeks' time. But at the moment, yeah, we've got 5 weeks left. I'm going to start doing these. I say this every time, but I'm going to start doing these weekly now. They won't all just be me eating. There will be a lot of eating because I know people like watching people eat, which is strange, but then I do it. Although I typically, when I'm dieting, watch things like Beard Meets Food and food challenge videos, and live vicariously through other people who are eating when I can't. Until I get to like the tail end of prep, and then even that starts to annoy me, so then I just don't do that at all. But yeah, I will tune in for the last meal of the day, which is going to be egg whites. Yeah, egg whites, and I think some toast, which will be very welcomed at that point. Right, so final meal of the day, and we are on a delightful 500 grams of egg whites. And it's meant to be a bagel, but I have actually worked out the carbs and I can have 2 pieces of toast instead, so I'm just doing it like this. I've got some sort of chili salt, a bit of the low-cal ketchup. I say a bit, a reasonably large amount of the low-cal ketchup. And yeah, 500 grams of egg whites. So that pretty much wraps up today's eating. Appetite is pretty high, to be fair, at the moment. It's only going to get higher, but I tried to space the meals out and then have something a little bit before but this is sort of close to bedtime now. It is 11:15, so I'll have this and then not too long after that get to bed, because obviously if you try and go to sleep when you're hungry, then obviously that's not an enjoyable experience. So we'll do that, and then obviously we get up in the morning and go again. And we got the dogs have just decided to start going a bit mental, so we'll see. A little check out from Barry. Barry, he's had some more of his food earlier. You can say bye, Barry. Yeah, he's going to be a very, very big boy. Anyway, I'll let those guys go nuts, and I'm going to eat my food, and I will see you in the next one.